Hi, my name is Steve Houston. Welcome back to my channel. This is a channel we talk about mortgage protection, final expense, really all things financial services, where I discuss the facts and we allow you to decide. This week I'm going to make a very short video and just talk about how simple this business is. People, overcomplicate this business, to be honest with you. I've been doing this a very, very long time, and I so appreciate all of the subscribers and the people that haven't subscribed, but I hear from all during the course of the week. I get 50 or 100 people a week calling me or texting me or emailing me from all areas of the country talking about this business. And somewhere along the line, someone has complicated this business for them. And it derails their success. And quite honestly, look, there's a lot I can discuss in this video, but I really want to keep it simple to see if I can help some people out there that are maybe struggling to get started in mortgage protection and final expense sales. So before I get started, there are assumptions that I'm going to make, and that is that most of you are working a leads-based sales opportunity. You're working with an IMO that provides leads. They provide a high-quality lead, meaning that lead is interested in what? They're interested in mortgage protection or final expense. They're not interested in a free trip to Cabo, child safety kit, or a free car, because that dramatically changes the results and your activity level and the results you get from your activity, I guess is a better way to say it. So the point is that we're going to assume that you're with an IMO that is a leads-based sales opportunity. They give you access to leads, and those leads are being generated for the purpose of final expense and mortgage protection. And if that's the case, then what does the lead do for us? Well, it eliminates us having to cold call, go knocking on doors, door to door, and doing our own prospecting. As I've said before in other videos, you should be doing some of that. Maybe we're belaboring this thought a little bit, but a lot of people are stuck in this area. Look, a lead is not a guaranteed sale. A lead does one thing for us. It gives us an excuse to make a dial. It allows us to call somebody that has raised their hand and expressed an interest in mortgage protection or final expense, right? They've filled out a form, they've called in on the phone, they've listed their phone number, so it's no surprise, at least it shouldn't be a surprise to them, that someone is going to be calling. It's that simple. So in this business, what do we have to do in order to be successful? So what do we do here? We sell a term product, in most cases, for mortgage protection. Bottom line is, they are looking for what? If they want mortgage protection, they're not interested in an annuity. They're not really interested in an IUL. They're interested in what? They're interested in a death benefit. So that's what you and I need to go out there and sell them. Again, the bottom line is, lead is nothing more than an excuse to make a dial. Now look, the lead to an appointment ratio is about 30%, which means if you get 10 leads, you're going to book 3 appointments on average. Now, it could be better than that depending on the age of the lead. And there's other videos I have out there that will go through the lead process or the type of leads, but basically all IMOs have a brand new fresh lead, and then they have several different levels of leads, and they're all based on age, which predicts the price, right? They're all based on age, which predicts the price, right? So the older the lead, the cheaper the price. The fresher the lead, the more expensive that lead is. It's the only difference. I have other videos out there. The only variable should be is the older the lead, the cheaper the price. It should not have bought a product from your agency or your IMO, or it should have been removed. It should not have been redated or recycled. So that's the criteria. Again, those are the assumptions we're going to make, so we all working from the same place. But the bottom line is, again, they've indicated the interest in a death benefit. You've got the lead, and your job is to give them a call, book an appointment, and go out there and assume the sale because they've obviously indicated interest. Now, insurance is an event-based business, so maybe things have changed, right? They may have changed their mind. They may be not nearly as worried about passing away as they were last week when their best friend died, or someone in their family died, or they met somebody at work that died. That's why they fill these forms out, because their mortality has been questioned and they're worried about it, and therefore they fill out the form. In other words, it's an emotional, events-based business. Look, people don't buy life insurance. They buy what life insurance does, right? So we have to make sure we understand that it is an emotional purchase and it's an emotional sale. But at the end of the day, what do we have to get good at? Let's keep it simple. If we're working a leads program, if it's mortgage protection and final expense, they're looking for what? They're looking for a death benefit, right? Which is usually done with a term policy. So that's the basis of mortgage protection and final expense. This is our industry, right? All the IULs, the annuities, all that kind of stuff, sure, you can sell them, but again, I would encourage you to go out there and take care of what they are interested in, which is the death benefit, mortgage protection, and final expense, right? And again, that's usually a term policy, and it could be for 15, 20, or 30 years. Usually, you'd want to do that in lockstep with a mortgage. 30-year mortgage, 30-year term policy. In doing this, what do we do? Well, the first thing we have to learn how to do is what? If you're going to work with a leads-based sales opportunity or IMO, the first thing you want to do is learn how to buy leads. Buy a lead, right? The second thing you want to do is make a dial. Right? You want to make dials. Pick that phone up, pick the lead up, make a dial. To do what? Well, book appointments. Right? So buy a lead, make a dial, book an appointment. The next thing we want to do is go in there and make a presentation. And maybe I'm oversimplifying this, but that's the point of the video. Okay? Then write an app. Write an application. Right? Okay, what's next? Right? You want to take that application, you want to submit it to the insurance company, and what? Get it through underwriting and get paid. Right? And then if there's 7 steps, the next one is rinse and repeat. Now, we've had several videos on here. It talks about how to scale our income, right? So if we know the law of large numbers, and if you haven't done that, go watch that video. It's up here, which is the law of large numbers, which allows you to determine or scale your income based on the numbers. And at some point, we all come into this business. Let's just assume this is average, right? You're either going to be below average or you're going to be above average. All the things I talk about on this channel is based on averages, right? Now, you could be below average or you could be above average. But I promise you that if you work with me and you digest some of this information on this channel, I'll get you to above average, right? But let's just take average because I like to deal with real numbers. I believe people want the stone cold truth, just the facts, nothing but the facts, no fluff, no mirrors. So if we're dealing with averages, we know based on the law of large numbers, if we're at a 30% ratio or a 40% ratio, which would be below average, then we have to increase our activity to get the results we're looking for. If we're above average, then we're going to be doing better. We can do less activity if we want to make less money, or I would encourage you to be happy at the above average, right? But the point is that how do we increase our income? Okay? The better you get at buying leads, making dials, booking appointments, making presentations, writing apps, and getting paid, you can do it anywhere in the country, in any state, any city, any town, right? And if you want to make more money, what do? Well, you make more money, you buy more leads, you make more dials, you book more appointments, you make more presentations with families, and you write more apps, and you get paid more money, right? So 1 week, if you want to make more money, you get more leads. If it's just a normal week and you want to make less money, you're going on vacation, you would take less leads. But we control our income in this business by what? By the amount of leads that we're working at any given day or week. As long as you're dialing leads, those are your raw materials. Go look at the video, Beef Patties and Mortgage Protection, and I kind of go through that. It's all about lead flow here. Lead flows determine your business. Now, of course, as insurance agents, we want to do other things that market our business, which is referrals, deliver your own policies, get referrals, work your warm market, friends, family, neighbors. Let people know you're in the business of life insurance, obviously, because that's business that you don't have to pay for. It comes to you automatically. It's not like buying a lead. But the lead flow, being able to work with an IMO that has a good quality lead program and pays you well, you can now be consistent in your activity, which allows us to focus on the activities that get the results that we're looking for, right? Which is more money, more leads, more dials, more appointments, more presentations, right? It just makes sense. Once you get your presentation down and you get good on the phone, you get good in the home, and you know what your averages are. If I want to make 20 sales this week, and I know I have a 50% closing ratio, I need to be sitting with what? 20, if I want to make 20 sales, I need to be running 40 appointments to get 20 sales, right? If you want to make 20 sales this week and you have a 50% closing ratio, knowing your numbers is important. The numbers can't beat you and you can't beat the numbers. You will improve, but find out what your ratio is right now. Let's just say it's 50%. You need to see, you want to make 20 sales, you need to see 40 families, right? Well, if I need to see 40 families and I'm working with an IMO and I'm working with a leads-based sales opportunity and I know that I'm working the older leads, let's just say you're working C leads and you have a 10-to-1 ratio from lead to appointment ratio, that means I need to have 400 leads. So in other words, now I know that in order to make 20 sales, I need to see 40 families, meaning I need to have 400 leads at a 10-to-1 ratio. Now this ratio is going to vary depending on the quality of the lead and the age of the lead. You could be 16-to-1, 10-to-1, 8-to-1, and if you're working brand new fresh leads, you should be running about a 3-to-1 ratio. Big difference. And like I said before on the other videos is the only difference should be with leads is the older the lead, the more of them you're going to need to set the same number of appointments. So if I wanted 40 appointments and I'm working older leads, this ratio is 10-to-1. But if I was working brand new fresh leads and I wanted 40 appointments, I may only need to buy 60. Big difference, right? Because my ratio is different. I'm working fresher leads. That's really it. So this business is very simple as long as you understand the numbers and that you get in the habit of staying focused on what's important, which is in mortgage protection or final expense, a death benefit. Typically, it's a term policy. So the next thing about keeping it simple is, what do? What's my job? My job is to buy leads, make dials, book appointments, make presentations, write apps, and get paid. And then all I need to do from there is I want to make more money one month or less money. I scale my income based on my activity, and I focus on the activities that get the results that I'm looking for, right? We can't control the result, but we can control the activities that get the results. Okay, now I want to add something. Once you understand how simple this business is, what's the next step? Well, I think this is where a lot of the confusion comes in, is that you're with an IMO or you're with an agency that doesn't provide you a clear, concrete system to follow. Here's the challenge in this industry. There are IMOs out there, and many of you are with those type of IMOs that do not provide any home office training, right? And unfortunately, if you're with one of those type of IMOs, even if you're brand new or even a veteran agent or new to this industry, that can become a challenge because the simplicity of this business can become complicated if you don't have a roadmap or a game plan to follow. So all of this makes a difference, and all this is important for you to understand. But some of the confusion comes from not having a system in place that you can follow. See, if you can follow a system, then you can do this business, right? And the bottom line is that you need to have a system to follow. Whoever you're with, if your IMO is not providing you home office support, and they should, if they're getting a portion of your commission, which they are, they should provide you home office support. I mean the ability to call the home office on the telephone and reach someone that can give you the help that you need, right? If you're working in a network marketing type IMO and your upline or your master agency is your only resource for training, this simple part of the business can become difficult. So if you're working in that kind of a structure, then again, it's the blind leading the blind if you don't have a system to follow and there's no home office support. Where are you going to learn? Right? Because even as simple as this is, you still need to know how to buy some leads, right? Which you should have a coaching session on that, which is what I do with my agents. You need to know how to make dials. It's not just about picking up the phone. It's to follow a time-tested and proven phone script. And here's the problem with phone scripts. Even though you can download somebody's phone script, you still need to have a coaching session because it's not what you say, it's what you convey in a phone script, right? So you need to have a system to follow and someone to support you there. Making the presentation. Here's another area where you need to have coaching and need to be learning from somebody to give you that information. writing applications, you can get that up from the internet. Getting paid, that's fairly simple. But when it comes to making dials, booking appointments, and making a presentation, you need to have some coaching in order to be successful in those areas, and it will shorten your learning curve. So my point is that if you're not with an IMO that provides you that type of support, and you're working with an IMO that has more of a network marketing structure where you have to go through an upline and 4 or 5 different levels, that can be a challenge to a very simple business. So listen, appreciate you stopping by. I hope that had some value to you this week. I cherish each and every one of you so much. I appreciate all the emails and the texts. I'm working very, very hard to be a better communicator and to come up with better conversations and topics that you and I can talk about every week. So do me a favor, mash the bell below. That gets you instant notifications of new videos and live streams. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. And do add some comments below. I love replying to the comments and having some interaction and talking to all of you so we can go out there and protect some families and also support our own. All right, bye-bye now.